and hello to all of my new subscribers. So guys, as you know, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the best pot roast you've ever had in your life and the best pot roast that you're ever going to make. So nice cut of chuck roast right here. I got some red potatoes and regular russet potatoes. I got some garlic cloves. I got some tomato paste. I got some carrots, beef broth, red cooking wine, and here, of course, you know I got my seasoning blend here. Let me run this right here. This is some good stuff, guys. So that's what I'm using. Okay, so the beef bouillon. I got some garlic powder. I got some salt right now because normally when you sear meat before you roast it in the oven, you want to put a flour coating on it. But what I'm going to do is blend it, end up looking like a country fried steak or a chicken fried steak. That's not the look that I'm going for. I just want to have a perfect sear on there. So without further ado, guys, let's get into this video. First, I'm going to show you how to end everything else. Let's get to it. All right, so I went ahead and I took the skins off of the onions to save us some time for this. The carrot and the celery are for later use, but I'll definitely be showing you guys how to cut that. So with this is going to be a simple, easy peasy 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to click that. And that's all. This is all we're going to do with the onions because I'm going to click. All right, so let's get to seasoning the meat now. All right, guys, so next up, what you want to do is mix your seasoning blend. Make sure that everything is due. Now, when you do this, you want to make sure that your meat is seasoned generously because this is a big cut of meat. As you can see, it's pretty thick. So you don't want to, and the reason that I transferred it to this type of pan is because I want to make sure that I don't leave any of the seasoning out. I want to catch everything. See, because when I lift it, let it get on all on the sides. You see how it's coming up on the sides? That's exactly what you want. Generously season the other side. What the flour does is help you stay tuned in so that you will learn how to do that with the proper measurements. I just want to give that a press. A little more to here, this side. All right, looks good to me, y'all. Okay, guys, so at this time, you want to make sure that your pot of choice to seal. Now it's time to add a little vegetable oil to our pot. Now we're just going to take our chuck roast and lay it right on and evenly. Make sure that your oil is hot enough. If you don't hear that sear right away when you put it in, then it's not hot enough. Okay, so we're not going to move this around. So we're going to let this sear on each side for 5 minutes apiece. Remember, guys, 5 minutes apiece until it develops a nice, perfect crust. And definitely subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a video. Okay, so I'm going to let this go for 5 minutes, and then now we're going to do the next side for 5 minutes. That is the perfect crust. Listen to this. Perfect. Perfect. You bake the rest of the way is that when you sear it, it locks in the flavor. So that's all we're doing here. So I'm going to let this go for 5 minutes. Then I'm going to take it out and let it rest on the plate. It's a heavy piece of meat, guys. Okay, I'm going to let this rest on this plate here until we are ready to add it back to wine. It's going to deglaze. But these big chunks here, I am going to take out. We don't need that. Now to this, we're going to add our red wine. And we just to help deglaze the bottom of this pan. And we're going to leave all of that in there because, guys, that is flavor and it will break up and it look like it was never there. So we're going to let this go until you see it start bubbling up. And then we're going to add our tomato paste and our beef broth. Okay, it's bubbling just like. Okay, so now we're going to add our beef broth. Now we're just going to give this a stir and let these liquids come together before we add in our pig. Don't worry about that fond down there because that's going to break up during the cooking process. And also I will be listing the full ingredient list along with the measurements in the description below. All right, so you just want to give it a little mash. Let it get all the way through. Make sure that it's fully incorporated. and that there aren't. I can't wait to taste it later. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the onions. And remember guys, I said I was gonna build a bed for this pot roast. So what I'm gonna do is I'm placing them like this on this larger spatula. Okay, so we got our onions in there. Now to this, we're gonna add our garlic. Just place them around anywhere. Now let's place our meat to this. Gonna put a couple over there and then the rest over here. So this is already boiling, guys. So what we're gonna do is leave it just like sink right on into this liquid. So now that it's boiling, I'm gonna turn this off and we're gonna place it in our oven at 325 degrees. Approaching that time for us to take our pot roast out to add the remainder of our vegetables in. Remember, we gotta cut up the red potato and russet potatoes before the video. So I'm gonna show you guys one of each of how you should cut it, okay? Now, depending on your potato size, this one, I'm not gonna quarter it, okay? Just gonna leave it half. And we're gonna set that aside. And for the, just like that. And because of their size, like this one right here, any way that you want. See, this is fairly a good size. You can cut yours any way that you want. You know, this is just what I'm going to do because end pieces can stay just as is. Okay, so now the celery, I'm gonna cut off the end of the white. We don't need that. That gives at least like 1-inch pieces. Okay. Let me give you off. Now I'm gonna move this method of how to cut it. So we're gonna cut them the same size as our celery. So about 1 inch. Okay. Give you a close up. You know, I always got you. Okay. Now remember, you're doing a roast, so your vegetables just turn to mush and then mix in with the gravy, and you don't want that. You want it to hold its shape. Okay. So there you have it, guys. That's how you prepare each of these vegetables. To reveal, it's been 2 hours. Oh, that is a beauty. You see what I meant about the onions? They got soft, and now is that we are going to add the remainder of our vegetables. Then we are going to place this back in the oven for exact. It doesn't matter which order you place everything in, but you want to be sure to kind of spread things out evenly. Just took it out of the oven. Woo! Look at that beauty. Yes. Okay, so now we just want to make sure everything is 10. This is exactly what you want. You see that? Doesn't that look amazing? It smells amazing. I can't wait to taste it. It's done. Of course, the carrots are. That's done. All right, guys, so here's the next step. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove everything, meat, and put it onto a plate just to let it rest until I'm finished making this gravy. So the liquid that was left, we're going to make a gravy with that, just as I explained. So see the bubbles moving there? That's what you want, okay? Now we're going to add our slur. Just gradually mix that in, which isn't going to take long. See, it's starting to form together. See that? You want this gravy to be light, not too thick. So you just, that's how I know it's almost done. When I'm able to drag that back and you see the bottom of the pan, that's how I know that this gravy is almost ready. Okay, the consistency changed. You want this gravy to be a little loose. You don't want it to be a thick gravy. You want it to be pourable, okay? Because this is a loose, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off. And now we're going to put everything together, guys. All right, got the way it looks. And now we're just going to kind of pull it apart, okay? And your meat should come apart just like that. I'm not going to put a little bit. Okay, so we could get some of that gravy up in there. I'm not shredding it. I'm going to leave it inside. So this is good enough. Now we're going to add some of that good old gravy that we just made. Okay, so here goes. Oh man, you can't deny this meal right now. It was super easy. Only thing that took long. So I'm gonna get a little on these vegetables. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Now we going. You guys know I like to call this food glitter. Doesn't this look good, guys? Now we're gonna taste it to see what a fabulous job we've done. All right, overcrowd the plate. I just wanna let you guys know how wonderful this tastes. Look at that meat just. Oh my God! I wish you guys were here. And you can see how fork tender the potatoes are. The meat. Let's try that. Mmm. Wow. Here you go. All right. Mmm. The carrot is tender. It's perfectly cooked. Let's try the potato. Mmm. It just melted right up. That you are satisfied with this recipe just as much as I am. And also, guys, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification bell so that you know when I post another video. Said, we're out of here, guys.